What's up? It is the Chinchilla Notebook here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be a video that a lot of you guys are probably excited for, and it is going to be me reacting to your cages, so your chinchilla cages. Pretty much I just asked you guys on Instagram to send me pictures of your cages so that I could look at them and rate them and just kind of like tell you whether they're good or not. I don't know. I'm just going to basically be reacting to them. I just want to say really quick that I did mention that you guys need to be open to criticism and like honesty if you guys are going to send me your cages. So I expect everybody who sent in a cage not to get offended at anything. I'm going to be completely honest with you and open with you. And if I think the cage is unsafe, something wrong with it, then I will say it. Let's just jump right into the video. Alright, so cage number 1. This cage is actually too small. Chinchillas need a cage to be at least like 4.5 feet tall, if not a lot taller. So this cage is unfortunately too short. Chinchillas love to run up and down their cage, and that's just, you know, they naturally love to climb and run. So if you don't have a cage that's long enough for that, then your chinchilla's not in a very good cage. Plus I see plastic in this cage. I don't know if your chinchilla is a plastic chewer, but plastic is toxic for chinchillas. I would just add a few more chew toys, get rid of all the plastic, and get a larger cage. This one really is not a very good cage, unfortunately, so I think that you should be aware of that. Moving on to cage number 2. I can't really see this one as well, but from what I can tell, it looks like it's tall enough. I don't know what kind of cage this is, but it's tall enough and I can't see any plastic, and it looks like there's some hammocks in there. He's literally like ready to jump out. Sorry, I'm not really watching him because I'm trying to like look at the picture and describe it at the same time. So it looks pretty good to me, honestly. I don't see anything wrong with this cage. And I mean, there's those Velcro straps, or those straps that hold up the hammock, but as long as your chinchilla does not chew those, then you should be fine. So, and by the way, your chinchilla is really, really cute. So I think this cage is a pretty good cage. Cage number 3, so it looks like they just either finished this or is preparing it or in the process or something. But from what I can tell, it is definitely big. Merlin is so energetic, you guys. Anyway, but this cage is definitely big enough. I love it, and I love how like they've made compartments and for storage and everything. Like, it's a really cool cage, and I think your chinchillas are really going to love this cage. Number 4. So again, this cage looks really, really small, and your chinchilla is adorable, by the way. But your chinchilla, the cage just looks really small, so I would definitely upgrade. Your chinchillas need a lot more space than that. That literally looks like a travel carrier, so I would definitely upgrade. Number 5. This cage again is a little short. I would go for taller, of course, because it looks like it's pretty big, but it's not really that big actually. It needs to be a lot taller. So I also see plastic in there, and I can't tell if it's like covered in fleece or not, but if it isn't, then I would definitely cover it with fleece and then add a bunch of chew toys in there because it looks kind of empty, and like a wheel. I don't know, just add more accessories. Number 6 is this cage. So somebody actually put it on this: will this work for 3-month-old chinchilla? In a few months I will get a tall cage. So normally I would say of course not, but since it is a newborn, not newborn, but it's a pretty young chinchilla, 3 months, then I would say that it's okay. I would maybe add a few ledges, just a touch to it while your chinchilla is going to be, you know, getting a little bigger. He might want to start jumping around. But other than that, for a 3-month-old chinchilla, this is okay, because when you have young chinchillas, you actually don't want to have too many ledges, but I would definitely work on getting a bigger cage as soon as possible. Number 7, so this is kind of dark to see, and I can't really see everything in there, but this looks like a really, really cool cage. Like, this honestly looks so cool. But pretty much I see some greenery in there, and I don't know if that's like a fake plant or something. But if your chinchilla chews it, it's not good. It's like synthetic material, which of course is not healthy for them. So, but you know, apart from that, everything looks so good. I really love this cage. It's a really cool cage. Number 8. So I can't really see the size of this cage, but it looks okay. I would get rid of that wheel because number 1, it's plastic, and your chinchilla could start chewing plastic at any moment. And then number 2, that wheel is actually too small for chinchillas. That brand in general just makes too small cages. I mean, the wheel's too small for chinchillas, so chinchillas need at least 16 inches in diameter for their chinchilla wheel to be safe for their spine. Otherwise, they will end up getting spinal issues in the future. I would also add a few more chew toys in there probably. Number 9 is this cage. Now, It is too short. I would definitely recommend a higher one with more ledges in there. And then I think I see plastic, but I'm not sure what that is. I can't tell. It could just be metal. But yeah, your chinchilla does not have a lot of space. I can see like the bottom, there's not a lot of space since that hut is taking up so much space. But I really do like the hut. I have the exact same one. Number 10. So this cage looks like they just moved in or something, but that wheel on the bottom, way too small, and it's also plastic. So I would get rid of that, and then I would also put actual bedding. If you're gonna keep the plastic pans, make sure you cover them with fleece, and if you want to switch to like the metal bass pans, then make sure you have safe chinchilla bedding, like paper bedding or wood shavings or something, but definitely have bedding. And then I would just add more accessories like toys and ledges, definitely ledges in there. So number 11, let's see, that wheel is this cage, honestly, I'm just gonna be honest with you, this cage is a really sad looking cage. It's an awesome size. I'm so glad you have like a Critter Nation, but it needs to have some type of fleece or something covering the plastic pans, and then also a lot more accessories and toys. Like that chinchilla must be getting so bored in there with literally nothing. And then that wheel is also very unsafe. It's mesh, too small, and it's not ideal. So definitely get a new wheel that is big enough for your chinchilla and that is safe. And then also add a lot more toys and interesting accessories. So number 12 looks pretty good. I really like the fleece pattern. That's cute. And I love that little like wooden thing in the top left corner. That's really cute. Number 13, this one again has the same wheel. I'm seeing like a reoccurring pattern of having this wheel for chinchillas, and it's really not safe because even if your chinchilla doesn't chew plastic, like that's not the biggest issue. The biggest issue is that you're damaging their spinal cord, because when they're running and they're bending and it's too small and there's not enough space, like the shin spin allows them to have the adequate amount of space, but when you give them those small wheels, it's really, really bad for their backs. So definitely do not go to that brand with that style or color or anything like that. I mean, the color doesn't matter, it's just like the brand. But other than that, I would get fleece to cover the pans, and then I would add more toys in there and get rid of the plastic hut at the bottom. Number 14, this is such a cute cage. I'm honestly in love with this. Like, they have a chin spin, they have the cute little fleece liner, they have all the toys and the hammock. I love this cage so much. Like, this is definitely a really cute one. Number 15, so this cage just looks really cool. They have poop guards, so that's awesome, and they have like the cute little hammock thing at the top, the cube, hanging cube. Anyway, I really like this cage a lot. I would rate it a good 10 out of 10. Number 16, I love this cage. It looks really unique. It looks like it's big enough. I would probably just add a few more toys in there to keep it interesting, and then there's like a rope in there. I don't know what kind of material that's from, but if your chinchilla is chewing it, it's probably not very good for them. Merlin, no. So number 17, this cage is actually really cool. It's 3 levels, and then it has a chin spin, it has a bunch of ledges and cool toys. I really like this cage and I approve. So whoever owns this cage, this is a really awesome cage. I'm kind of really jealous of you, honestly, because I love this cage. Number 18, this looks like a pretty good cage. I can't see any problems with it, and I think that it's really cute. So this is a good cage. Number 19, again, a really cool cage. I love the toys and stuff that you've added in there, and the chin spin, and I see you have the same head as me, so definitely a good cage. Number 20, so I see they have a flying saucer, and as long as it is 15 inches in diameter, then it's a safe option, and they have a lot of like ledges and cool huts and stuff for them to play in, so everything here looks good. So number 21, this cage looks good. I can't really see all of it, but it looks like it's pretty well furnished. I would just maybe add a few more toys. Number 22, so this cage everything looks good to me. I see they have like poop guards. I don't know what kind of material it's made from. I hope it's made out of wood or something. But Merlin, what are you doing? Are you guys witnessing this? I would just add a few more huts or whatever, and then cover any exposed plastic that you have. So number 23, I can't see this cage too well, but it looks like there's a lot of wood in there, which is good, and it looks like a good size, so I would say this is a good cage. And then number 24, oh my word, this cage is huge, you guys. I've never seen anything like this before. That's huge, and your chinchilla honestly must love it. It's like a paradise in there. Number 25, this looks like it's too small, and it has maybe a plastic ledge on the top. I can't tell, but definitely amp up the size, and then I would say to bring more toys in there. Doesn't look like there's a lot of toys or hidey huts or whatever you want to call them. Number 26, this is not a good cage. Too small, and I can't tell what that blue thing is. I think it's a wheel, and that's too small, and then also there's a bunch of plastic in there. So I would definitely get a taller, bigger cage like the Critter Nation, and then add hideouts and more huts and keep the plastic away. Number 27, so I don't know if I can sing this correctly, but it looks like there's no actual bedding on the top level, and I don't know if I'm seeing that right. I would just suggest adding more toys in there and to keep it a little bit more interesting, but other than that, it looks pretty good. And then number 28, I really like this cage. It's furnished well, it's organized, it has a lot of toys, hideouts, a good wheel. I think that's a good wheel, so it looks like everything's good. Number 29, this looks like a pretty good cage. I would just add maybe a few more toys like hanging off the sides, but other than that, it's really good. Number 30, so this cage, there's a few problems with this cage. Number 1, I see a snack shack, and those are not safe for chinchillas. They have the ingredient honey, which is toxic to chinchillas, plus a bunch of other fatty ingredients that are not healthy for them. I also see a plastic tree trunk hideout, and a plastic wheel, and a plastic flying saucer, which are both too small. And I don't see, like, if you're gonna have bedding on these pans, I would say to get the metal bass pans where your chinchilla won't be able to chew them, and it'll just like keep everything better contained. But I would definitely do something about the bedding situation and the other stuff I mentioned. Number 31, so I can't see this too well, but it looks like it's a really nicely furnished cage. A lot of toys in there. And as far as the cardboard, I would say to keep the cardboard only for playtime, or if you do keep it in their cage, make sure they aren't swallowing the pieces, because cardboard can get lodged in their stomach if they have too much of it. Number 32, so this cage looks really good. I like it. I do see a plastic clear hut thing, and I'm not so keen on that. Not only is it plastic, but it's also clear, so it kind of defeats the purpose of a hideout where they can hide away. So I would probably replace that. And then I see another blue one at the bottom, so I would just get like wooden hideouts. And anyway, chinchillas feel safer in them because they can chew them and whatever, so I would just probably change only that. But other than that, it looks really good, and I love the organization on the bottom. So number 33, this cage looks cool, but unfortunately it is not good for a chinchilla at all. And when I say at all, I mean at all, because there's like those small compartments on the left side which your chinchilla might have trouble getting up and down, and then also it's just not tall at all. And I really recommend that you either get add a taller unit to it, or just get a different cage. So unfortunately, this looks like it's been homemade, and I think that it's a really cool cage, but unfortunately it's just not good for a chinchilla. It's just not suitable for a chinchilla. Number 34, it looks like they have a chin spin, which is awesome. I love it. And they have like that like a tunnel thing on the top, where like the red thing, that's really cool. You know, if your chinchilla chews plastic, I would replace the plastic pans with the bass metal ones, and then put the bedding in there. And then I would just add a few more accessories to keep your chinchilla interested. So number 35, this is actually the last cage I will be reacting to. But this cage, it looks pretty good. They have literally the same water bottle as me up there. And I would just probably get rid of the plastic tree trunk hideout thing. But other than that, it looks really good. I really like this cage. It looks awesome. So that's pretty much all the cages. I'm sorry if I talked like really fast, but I was just trying to get through this video. Again, I was pretty critical. I feel like I was critical, but you guys wanted me to react to your cages. I do want to say my cage is not perfect. I'm not saying mine's like the perfect cage. I literally saw so many cages here that are a lot better than mine. Like, they're just more interesting and whatever. They just look really cool and really cute, a lot cuter than what's going on here. But I do want to stress that when you have a cage for your chinchilla, it is your responsibility to make sure you have an adequate cage, which means the right size, no plastic in there, nothing that's harmful to your chinchillas, like snack shacks and all that kind of those toys or whatever, and to make sure you have the right bedding. Like if you're gonna have loose bedding, it's better to have the bass metal pans because the plastic ones your chinchilla can chew. I'm not sitting here telling you guys that like you have terrible cages, but if you're gonna own a chinchilla, it's very important that you give them the right accommodations for them to live in. So yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this video. If you submitted a cage and I was mean, if you feel like I was mean, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant to come off as. I was just kind of in a hurry to get through this, and also just, you know, I'm gonna give you the straight up facts. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know down in the comments if you think I missed anything in any of the cages. I'm not gonna be putting anybody's name for who owns the cage. If you don't want to know, if you don't want anybody to know who you are and you saw your cage in here, just simply don't tell anybody and nobody will ever know. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.